Google's Pixel A series has always been known as the company's reliable and affordable lineup. Every year, people ask the same question: will the new A series phones stay at the same low price, or will Google finally increase it? Now, with the Pixel 10a expected to launch next year, that question has come up again. Recent leaks and reports give us a clearer idea of what might happen, and they explain why Google may keep the same price, or why there's still a chance for an increase. Google has kept the A series price very stable for the last few years. The Pixel 7a, Pixel 8a, and Pixel 9a all launched at the same $40.99 price. This consistency has helped build a clear identity for the A series affordable, reliable, and simple mid-range phones. If Google follows the same pattern, the Pixel 10a will likely launch at $499 as well. Price consistency usually depends on what hardware the phone uses. And this year, most leaks suggest that Google is not planning any big hardware upgrades for the Pixel 10a. The phone is expected to keep a similar design, the same 128GB storage option, and no major improvements to the display or camera hardware. All of these clues point toward Google trying to control production costs and maintain the same $499 starting price. One of the biggest hints comes from the processor. The flagship Pixel 10 lineup uses Google's new Tensor G5 chip, but the Pixel 10a is expected to use the older Tensor G4. Some fans might be disappointed because the G5 brings better AI features, smoother performance, and longer software support. But from Google's perspective, using the older G4 chip helps reduce costs. This decision gives Google more room to keep the 10a affordable, especially during a time when component prices are rising globally. Using the G4 instead of the G5 also makes sense from a marketing point of view. Google wants its main Pixel 10 models to look more premium and more powerful. If the Pixel 10a used the same chip, it would reduce the difference between the budget and flagship models. So, keeping the older chip helps both pricing and product separation. There's another interesting pattern. This year, Google didn't increase the starting price of its main Pixel 10 flagship. It stayed the same as the Pixel 9. This is unusual because Pixel flagship prices had been climbing for years. If Google has decided to stabilize flagship prices, it's likely that the mid-range A series will follow the same strategy. Design leaks also support this idea. The Pixel 10a is expected to look almost identical to the Pixel 9a. That means Google won't need new molds or manufacturing processes, which saves money. Reusing designs is one of the simplest ways a company can keep production costs low, and that directly helps in keeping the price stable. Storage technology is another clue. While the Pixel 10 upgraded to UFS 4.0 storage, the Pixel 10a will likely keep UFS 3.1. UFS 4.0 is faster and more efficient, but also more expensive. UFS 3.1 is cheaper and still perfectly fine for everyday tasks. As long as Google keeps the 128GB base storage option, the phone has a good chance of staying at $499. There is only one major situation where the price might go up if Google removes the 128GB version. Apple did something similar with the iPhone 17 by removing the lowest storage model, which immediately increased the starting price. If Google makes 256GB the new base storage for the Pixel 10a, then the price will definitely climb. But at the moment, no leak suggests that Google will make such a change. When you look at everything together, the picture becomes clearer. The Pixel 10a is expected to use an older processor, a familiar design, and an older storage format. These choices all point toward one goal: keeping the price the same as previous years. Even though the smartphone industry is dealing with higher manufacturing costs, Google seems willing to make compromises to keep the Pixel 10a affordable. Of course, surprises are always possible. Google could decide to change storage options or add a new feature at the last minute. If that happens, the price might move. But based on current reports, the Pixel 10a seems set to continue the trend of offering one of the most consistent and affordable mid-range phones in the market. Overall, the evidence strongly suggests that the Pixel 10a will launch at $499. Until Google officially announces the phone, people will continue to guess whether the company will stay consistent or make a bold change. But for now, it looks like Google plans to keep the A series as a stable and budget-friendly option.